By using close-ups, combining short and long takes in post-production, and drawing on a melanated sound design, 19, a 2020 Nigerian experimental short documentary film by Miley Afolabi, provides a glance into the future of Nigerian filmmaking. A future consisting of independent producers centering questions of youth in the process of growing up. Like most of Afolabi's filmography, 19 documents her personal life, specifically meditations on beauty's impact on her life as she turns 19 years old. This filmic exploration of life looks to honor one that has passed, as Afolabi dedicates the short film to her recently deceased father. 19's Nigerian auteur lends her own voice to a lyric narration that speaks to the love of her childhood, grapples with the bitterness of beauty standards, and hopes for new horizons by letting go of the gaze from Eurocentric beauty standards. Meanwhile, the melody of her voice plays over scenes of daily life in her home in the Nigerian city of Lagos. Miley Afolabi is a 22-year-old Yoruba filmmaker from Lagos. Her work can be found on her YouTube and Vimeo channels, and her films have been featured in a variety of film festivals. 19 was an official selection in the Liftoff Sessions and Afrowood film festivals. Afolabi's style is in stark contrast to most of the movies being produced in Nollywood, Nigeria's largest film industry and the world's second largest film industry. While these movies tend to rely on overly dramatic dynamics between characters, Afolabi in 19 focuses on introspection. Close-ups of different parts of Afolabi's figure compose most of 19. Fragments are given one piece at a time: her eyes, her neck, her hands. Her full figure evades the camera and emphasizes her connection to harmful beauty standards measured against her. The shallow depth of field in these close-ups creates an immediacy between the viewer and Afolabi. Meanwhile, she frames her digital phone, a source propagating these standards, centrally and completely in most of the film. Cinematographic choices in 19 establish Afolabi's intimate and immersive style to interrogate the effects of a digital age bombarding us with suffocating definitions of beauty. The dynamic rhythm of Afolabi's editing cuts close-ups of activities within her home into a montage presenting her daily life. The repetition and symmetry in Afolabi's editing forms a cyclic idea of time, with shots of brushing teeth, doing the dishes, taking off shoes, rotating in and out of the film. The exception to Afolabi's visual editing technique is the recording of the bubbling excitement in a classroom full of school kids. Here, the camera's documentarian approach places the viewer amid the rolling sea of joy, laughter, and love as we join Miley in revisiting her past. The repetitive editing structure becomes the stage for the reclaiming of her spirit, symbolized by the medium shot at the end where the viewer finally sees Afolabi's full face as she applies mascara, an instrument of the capitalist beauty industry she puts to work for herself. Her eyeline stares directly into the camera, taking control away from the gaze of beauty standards and placing it back within herself. Afolabi's interplay with shot length in post-production centers youthful joy and builds the momentum that culminates with Afolabi symbolically showing her face. Afolabi's voice, the voice of a young Nigerian creative, serves as an agent for the tonal change in the film. Present throughout 19, the subtitles occupying the bottom of the frame emphasize Afolabi's spoken word. Her short, melodic phrases echo the structure of the Okiri tradition in Yoruba culture of praise poetry. Okiri also provides the inspiration for the first sounds of 19 from Fela Kuti's Power Show. Afolabi draws on the discography of Fela, a Pan-African Yoruba musical artist with an international influence felt to this day, to develop a sonic element that complements her dynamic cuts. 19 ends on notes of Nigerian rhythm as Afolabi taps her foot, visualizing the link between her poetic narration and the Afrobeat, and illustrating how she builds on past traditions, creating this hopeful, contemporary, Nigerian short documentary film, 19.
I hope you're ready to enter the world, is it?
That's all for today. I hope you take the time to watch 19 and be sure to check out the other video essays on this channel. But the pleasure has been all mine, and with that, peace out.